There you are. We're practicing awareness and awakening or vision here this morning, which is what I do every morning. And we're going to look at how do we create creativity. What's the formula for creating vision? What's the formula for arousing creativity in your life? Are you interested in that? I am. My name's Ed Conley, and I've been interested in that since the 50s. I'm 89 years old, and I've been doing this, practicing awakening, arousing creativity. That's a good one. Arousing creativity. Another way to look at it, arousing vision. What is vision but creativity? The artist has a vision of a new art. The inventor has a vision of a new invention. The businessman has a vision of a new company. The dictator has a vision of a new country he can rule over. Vision, vision, vision. How do you arouse vision? That's an interesting question. And it's fascinated me for my whole life. Let's look at, but you have to look in your everyday mind. You can't look in the books. You can't look in the philosophy and in the real. You have to look in your kitchen. You have to look in your everyday mind or in everyday America to find the formula that will arouse vision. And what is everyday America? But what we see on the news. So what do we see on the news today that can arouse vision? Well, you arouse vision by holding two contradictory ideas or principles or visions together in the same situation or mind or society. Alchemy was a science of the Middle Ages, and that was the formula for alchemy. In other words, alchemy created ambiguity where you had two contradictory ideas or substances like lead and wood, or something, two contradictory, incompatible substances, and you put them together in the same test tube or same situation, and you rub them together, and you watch what happens. Jerry Springer was all about that. Remember him? He would put two contradictory families or people together in the show and let them rub together until you get an explosion. My mother-in-law used to love Jerry Springer. I would come home into the house and there would be screaming and yelling all over, and God damn, what is going on? I would go in there and, oh, it's just Jerry Springer. Well, America's Jerry Springer right now. We are rubbing together two contradictory visions, and it's right on the news. On one channel, you see the monks, excuse me, I got this mucus. You got these monks marching for peace with a dog, and the crowds are building. The flowers are going, people bowing, applauding, and they're just walking. And on the other channel, you got the Icemen beating up, spraying, shooting innocent people, riots, in other words, instigated riots on the other channel. What? You got violence like we've never seen before in what is really, like a peaceful city, Minneapolis. And on the other hand, you got Buddhist monks marching through the Carolinas with people lining up and applauding and giving them flowers. These are two contradictory visions of America, or principles, or ideas, or whatever you want to call it, put together in the same news, in the same country, and in your mind. When you watch the news isn't out there, it's in your mind. The news is experienced in your mind. It's not out there. So what you perceive on the news It's like your mind is a screen, and this news, the external world out there, is projected on a screen in your mind, and you look at it saying, what in the hell is going on, you see? Because you're jumping around from channels to channels. That's why we have no view, we have no way of integrating all of the news and the channels. Now, I'm just thinking of this right now, and that's why I love talking to you, because for me it's creative. We all have this experience. You know, in the 50s, life was simple. There was only 3 channels. And you had to get up and walk across to the TV to turn it on. Now we got cable, wah, 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 and now you got streaming channels. So now you got the ABC, you got the mainstream channels, and you got all these streaming channels. And you look at the board on your screen, and you got little choices all over. It's like an ice cream shop of channels, you see. And you sit there with your remote, and you flick around. You flick, nah, flick, nah, flick, nah, flick, nah. It reminds me of the Big Bang, when the boys went to a comic book store, and they would go through the comics and say, got that, got that, got that, got that, got that, got. Oh, I haven't read that. So we go through the channels, and we don't even notice that on one channel we got Buddhist monks marching through America, and on the other channel we got icemen, we got men dressed for war with masks on, terrorizing a community. And we go click, 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 click. We don't stop. We don't let the contradiction stew and stir inside. We don't get the vision. We don't understand what's happening. So we just click through the channels, which is what we do on TikTok. I know you won't be, if you have clicked on, you won't have heard this. If you've clicked on, you won't have heard this, you see. And this is the recipe for awakening. And I have some credentials, because at 89 I've been doing this for what? Say 1960, that's 40, 50, 65 years. I have no degree. I have no credentials. I have no PhD. I have no guru tradition, like I can say I'm a certified Buddhist. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not a Zen Buddhist. I have no labels, because I practice being free from labels. And that's a great liberation. It's a great liberation, but you got to earn it. You got to practice it. And you got to find a formula. For a formula for creativity and vision. And you get creative vision when you rub 2 contradictory ideas or visions or experiences or feelings or whatever together, and you hold it. You don't click on. You hold it, and you let the 2 ideas fume and stir. And like marinate. You let the contradiction marinate, and you let it build energy. And at some point, a saturation will be reached, and there will be an explosion of a vision. And you'll see what's going on. You'll know what's going on, and you'll know what to do. There will be no more doubt. Oh, what should I do? Oh, what's going on? What do you think? What do you think? Yada, yada, yada. You will know what's going on, and you will see what's going on, and you will know what to do. So thanks for dropping in. I have to laugh. I did most of this talk, and I forgot to put my microphone on. Oh, well, I'm just keeping dementia at bay here. So subscribe, follow, and do whatever you need to do, but let's kick this ball down the road. Okay? Thanks for dropping in.